Hey YouTube, so it's Kaden, and I just wanted to share some personal news about myself. So today is my sober birthday. I've been sober from alcohol for 3 years. My story goes with that was I had a mental health breakdown and I was with my wife and we were homeless. So what we did is we went to my pastor, and my pastor said, well, I'll get a physician down here that can evaluate you, and she'll be here within like 30 minutes. And then she'll evaluate you and say if you need to go to the mental hospital or not. So I explained to her my symptoms and everything, and she said, well, you probably should go to at least a 24-hour clinic and just see how that is, and if you need more help, then voluntarily commit yourself to the mental health hospital. So I went to the 24-hour unit twice, had another episode, and ended up in the mental hospital because I needed more treatment. So when I went in the mental hospital, they gave me way too many different meds that screwed me all up in the head, and I was just overdosed on so much stuff just because they were trying to rehabilitate me, but they made me a frickin' zombie, and it was just stupid. So then from there, I went to rehab underneath Riverside Tay, and Riverside Tay is a 18 to 26-year-old program where they help people that have mental illnesses or substance use, abuse, and help get us young adults back on our feet. So I was in rehab for a month, and then they took me out of it, and then I tried to get in their homeless housing that they had. They couldn't get me in. I was in a hotel for a couple of weeks. Ended up back on the streets with my wife. And then went back to my pastor and was like, well, Riverside can't help me out. Do you know of another program? And my pastor was like, well, the pastor that's in San Bernardino, she might know. So we go over to the pastor in San Bernardino, talk to her, and she says, well, there's the state program. And the state program is a 3-month rehabilitation program for mentally ill and substance use abusers. So, and they're from 18 to 26. So I go to the state program. While I'm at the state program, they get me connected to the San Bernardino Tay program. So when I get out, I can get services through Tay. So then they send me to rehab again. So by that time, I'm like 6 months sober. So I go to rehab the second time. And I'm like, great. And they're like, oh yeah, you have to be here for 3 months. I'm like, lovely. So I go through the program, do everything they want me to do, meet some amazing people and everything, and get support. And then I got out of there, and then they told me that I had to go outpatient for another 3 months. So it was 6 months of rehab that I had to do, and it was just a lot. And then I got into the Tay program for San Bernardino. They got me into their homeless housing program. I got into housing, and I was in housing for probably a year with them. And then last year in September, end of September, beginning of October, I got my apartment with my wife. So I got out of the homeless shelter and started living with my wife. And then we've been together since then. Still, they had, at the Tay Center, they had therapy that I would go to. They had groups that I would go to. They helped me get in with the Department of Rehabilitation so I could get a job. And DOR gave me bus passes so I could go out and look for a job. They helped me redo my resume. So they helped me with my name change and get my new ID. So it was great that I had that support. Well, I was going to Narcotic Anonymous meetings, Cocaine Anonymous meetings, Alcoholic Anonymous meetings, just if there was substance use meeting, I was going to it to stay sober, and I met some cool people. I don't go to those meetings anymore because I just don't have enough time. But, and I don't feel like I need them anymore because I've gotten to the point in my rehabilitation where I don't feel like I need them.